What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Therapist Logan Reacts. Today we are doing another song by Ren. This song is called Crucify Your Culture. Shout out the commenter that said this is another undisclosed or unguaranteed, I think it's undisclosed, but it's still aligned with the Money Game and the Money Tie song. So let's jump right into it and do a therapist breakdown.
A murderer's mind, born into a murderous time, where right or wrong is a blurred line, hard to define. For greed is poison the well. We all drink from the chalice. It's a long way down into the rabbit hole, Alice. Now I crucify.
Wow, this takes me back to my old days, and just the artwork too. When growing up, I would very much listen to Green Day and Bowling for Soup and all of them and all those grungy rock bands, and it just very much just that's what I got from it. And just, oh wow, just to start off, a murderous mind born into a murderous time, where right and wrong is a blurred line, hard to define. For greed is poison the well. We all drink from the chalice. It's a long way down to the rabbit hole. Alice playing in the Alice in Wonderland theme. Yeah, coming out strong for sure. And again, just right and wrong being a blurred line. I've really, that one steps out to me most because I've worked with individuals who typically contemplate the existential component of right and wrong versus morality, ethics, and what we how we kind of hold ourselves and who we're becoming. And it's really difficult to kind of explore that because as a therapist, we are never ever to push on our own ideals and morals and ethics and stuff. We're never to push that onto others, our own belief systems. And so it can be difficult when you have clients come up to you or individuals you're working with saying, what do you think? What should I do in this scenario? And we're taught not supposed to be giving advice just not supposed to be giving advice. And it's really difficult when to traverse that. And so how I usually respond is I'll flip it back on them. It's well, what do you think? Or what about my decision, or what about my perspective is so important in this scenario right now? Because I can get them to reflect on hey, this therapist just is a human too. And I remind them too, I don't know everything that's going on in your life. I don't have all the components and factors, but I'm here to walk with you through the judgment calls and what your morals and ethics are. I'm not going to agree with everything you believe. That's not how we are. We're not a carbon copy of who we are. You're not the same person as me. That's just not true. So it's really important to reflect that, especially new therapists coming up in the game. It's really important to reflect that because everything your body's going to want to connect with them, and that may tells you give your perspective. And it's okay to give your perspective, but it's got to be really careful walking that line of making sure you're not giving advice or leaning one way or pushing your morals and ethics onto other people, because that's not what you're supposed to be doing as a therapist. That's not what we're taught. It's supposed to be a journey for them to find out, because we can help support them while they're moving in a direction to self-actualization. So just keep that in mind as you're kind of progressing and stuff. As therapists and individuals, your therapist shouldn't be giving you advice.
Now I crucify your culture, burn down the altar. Religion of consumerism picks us up like vultures, takes us for punks. They say jump, we jump. It's the same if it's Bush or Obama or Trump. I'm not buying into a 1-2-3 party system. I rise against them illusions of choice. Take our voice or take back your rigged election system. Deficit represent nobody but your money. Funny how you keep them sweet, honey. Shepherds and the sheep, dummy. Someday they'll find a way to sell my views, like they sold the concept of freedom to you. They sold the voice of Huxley, of Orwell, Guevara, Dalai Lama. Now they're all just a product to you. And now you care more about your new shoes, the loose screws and minds of politicians that abuse truths to shape you, break you. Consumerism breaks you until your thoughts to end you. They make you wanna hate you, so you keep buying. Corporation buying, defying fraudulent liars and burning.
And again, it very much aligns with the consumerism components, and he highlights such great aspects for people should be aware of. it's so easy to fall into it. And again, you have to participate in society in order. That's just how it goes. You're not hypocritical by falling into consumerism, but it can't be the full thing that like encapsulates you. And it's really important to recognize that, because you should be up to date in understanding your political views. You should be doing all these things, and sometimes it's really difficult to stay on top of these countless things. And it does feel a lot of the times, and a lot of my clients have talked about like the financial disparity that is among the different classes, and just like being from lower classes, it's difficult to feel as though you can rise above the ranks, because again, the people above you are making kind of those making those calls, making those judgments, lying, and it's just really, again, not for the betterment of people overall. And that's where we see hate and anger building up in the lower to middle classes, and again, just a distrust of others, and more distrust causes more discourse, and a more discourse of distrust causes just that disconnect that us humans need to survive, and again, help pull up one another. And it creates a maladaptive cycle for us, just for our fellow man and woman. It's unfortunate to see, and I've been seeing it happen more and more as things happen within a government and just those components. So it's really rough to see, like, I just wish we were looking out for the betterment of each other, and sometimes it doesn't always feel that way.
Empires tap into the telephone wires, and history's biased. It glorifies and justifies our evil. It justifies the wars that rain destruction upon people. Every single human born equal. They treat you like an asset, not a human, man. It's see-through. Slavery through debt. You think that mortgage is to help you? Bills stacking high, killing dreams. Money maims you. Lying tames you. The land of the free. Irony. A hierarchy, folks. Education kills the fire in me. Still I stand strong like two towers that were knocked down by greedy men's thirst for power and now greed. Greed plants a seed that will destroy us all if we succumb to greed. Fuck greed, silent I breathe, burn money. Greed makes us bleed, makes us bleed, makes us bleed.
I agree with that. Greed is such a maladaptive component in any capacity, whether it's love. It's just like everything can be bad for you. Everything needs to be. You can't have everything in excess. Excess in anything will end up not being good for you in the long run. Too much love can become a bad thing. Too much anger can be a bad thing. Too much happiness can be a bad thing. It's really just, again, finding that balance. And I think greed, needing that constant flow of finances, money, whatever it may be, where that comes with greed. It ends up breaking down core components that we use to live, like hoarding, and just it disconnects that sense of connectivism and just being able to connect with fellow man and women. And it's just, it makes you bleed, like internally or soul wise. And it's just really, really hard to see kind of our culture push that, our components in America kind of really feed into that. It's just really sad to see that so many people have been so enamored with greed and what that does for them, and there's just not really a care for it. They're kind of just running with it. I love the grunginess of this song, though. The artwork, everything. It's killer. It really taking me back to my Green Day days. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it's definitely. I like to standing against like the government and kind of like just pointing out the disparities and the shortcomings of the government, of just like how terrible they are.
Political system is a farce. Democracy will not exist till actions speak louder than money. Wealth is a poison honey, another money-making holiday for the Easter bunny. Advert suck out your soul, drink Coca-Cola, lining up the pockets of the fat controller, selling fear to the people, let it spread like a bowl, a propaganda machine. Remember the dream, it's hopeless. Nikola Tesla, 1883. The DC current system fought against the AC, but not because the AC system wasn't any better, because people don't like change when money's at the center. Move, let me enter from the epicenter. Poison parliamenter, who's the main contender? Oh, it's you, Mr. President. Evident that the counterintelligence is a hell of a prevalent.
Wow. Oh, what a motivating song to kind of stand up and like just get you motivated to be political and fight for kind of like equality kind of for just across the board, and just standing up against greed and maltreatment with politicians and government, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't want this to come off as like I'm unpatriotic or not happy to be American. Like that's not what I'm saying. I understand the Crucify Your Culture, but it's important to recognize that if there are disparities or shortcomings that your kind of government or politicians or something, like, it's important to have a voice and fight for what you love and fight for what you want and to see. And it's when those individuals that are supposed to be like having a voice for you as well in the government that don't start aligning with what the majorities are saying, then it becomes a problem. Then it's a power dynamic. They become greedy for power, and it's very accurate, and it's hard to see that's kind of what's coming to true. And it's just so unfortunate to see just people becoming so drunk with greed and what that does to your fellow man. Like, it just allows people to write off other people without really thinking like the value of another human. It's disgusting to see, but it happens, and so we got to be real for it. And all the more reason, like, as therapists, like, we should be advocating for others and disparities among minorities and people who have been discriminated against. You know what I mean? Like, it's just to rise up and fight against the people that are bringing others down. That's kind of what our voice is for, and for ourselves as well. It's so important to advocate for ourselves. Like, that's advocating is such a strong tool to use, and that's something that I practice with clients and individuals and children I work with. That advocating is so important, and that doesn't stop when you're an adult. Advocating now for what you want, what laws you want to see pass, and the rights that you want to see maintain or becometh, I guess. I don't know. But it's just important. Advocation. That's the biggest thing that came to my song that I really kind of utilize in my therapeutic practice, is like learning to advocate, practicing advocation for yourself, others, people around you, those who may not be able to have a voice. Shout louder for them too. I think it's a cool sentiment. Again, Ren kills it. Just, again, another creative way to go and different angle to kind of attack an idea, which is amazing. Shout out to Ren again. That was Crucify Your Culture. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Do you like this song? What stuck out to you this song? Just drop a comment down below. I'm curious what y'all think. Make sure you give this video a like too. All those likes help out significantly. And make sure you're subscribed. We are on our way. We're getting there. We're getting there. Please. Oh, goodness. We are getting there to 1,000. We are so close. I just had my first live stream too. I'm trying to upload that. It's having some struggle. But if it does, go check that out as well. We had a few people, some of my subscribers. Shout out you guys that jumped in real quick. Way to recognize that I was live streaming. I really appreciate it. And once we hit 1,000, I can start doing those more so we can actually have conversation. It might be a really cool concept I might start. So make sure you subscribe so that way when we hit those thousands, we can do that. So thank you again for watching, and I will catch you next video.